We are filming right now for recording purposes. If I can get your name, please.
IMANY,
And the new single,
clap your hands.
Let's Do This. Thank you so much for doing this interview with me. For folks who are watching this whole interview, we did an interview a little while ago over the phone because we couldn't get together. And it was such a fun chat that we had. So the fact that we are here in Toronto at the Sheridan Centre filming this during Canadian Music Week and getting a chance to meet you finally, I am so thrilled. First, how does it feel being here in Toronto for CMW? I know you've been here a couple of times, but especially because as we speak, last night you had a performance, so I am even more thrilled that you would come out to do this, knowing that you had a show last night.
No, it was fun. The show last night was my first time performing here in Toronto in front of a live audience. So it's always exciting, and then there's always a little bit of a anticipation, because you never know what people are going to think. It's my first time here, so it's a new crowd. It's another culture than France. But we had fun. I guess a heart is a heart. No matter where you go.
And you know what? You said that perfectly because that really comes through in your music and your personality too. What is it about you that just connects with people? Heck, you don't even have to sing. All you got to do is just be there and show that beautiful smile. There's always that connection there.
I don't know. I think the key is maybe to be as honest as you can, be yourself. And people can always relate to your humanity because we have that in common. And I guess that's why, maybe, I don't know, I'm just guessing because I have no idea. I just do music, and if it talks to some people, then it feels its purpose, Now,
did you perform the hit single, Clap Your Hands?
I did. I did. I even performed, the original version of "Don't Be So Shy." Because I play it now. People ask for it, so yeah, I did. It was a 40 minutes showcase, so it's enough to defend your colors, basically.
And what is it like? Here you are on the other side of the world. That's the way I like to put it. And when you're seeing people on this side singing back the lyrics to you, that's got to be something special.
But it's always nice, even if it's in down the corner of your house. It's always nice to be in sync with a bunch of strangers, basically. You don't know them. They don't really know you. They know your music, but there's something in common there. And we come together with it. And it's priceless, and it's really difficult to express what that means for me. But no matter where I am, it always does something to me.
Let's get to know you a little bit more, and let's get a little bit into your background. Because, as you said, you're from France. What was it like growing up? Because, like I keep saying over and over again, your story, Walt Disney should be there with you and filming this whole thing. I mean, you have an incredible story growing up.
Well, I was born and raised in the south of France. My parents are originally from the Comores Islands. It's one of the smallest, poorest country in the world near Madagascar. And they had 7 children. I'm number 3. I was not destined to be a singer, I guess. My dad was in the army, and he wanted his kids to have proper jobs, be doctors or lawyers, and he would have been so happy. But that didn't happen for any of us, actually. It's not just me. And I used to be an athlete. And I got discovered in the subway, became a model. Went to New York by the age of 19, lived there for 8 years, and then I had a couple of odd jobs because modeling was not enough to pay the rent. New York is a very competitive, expensive city, and I became a New Yorker when I became, a hostess or waitress or whatever else. And and while I was there, I decided to sacrifice the time that I have on this planet, not on just working to pay the rent, but to do what I really wanted to do. So, we're going to sacrifice time anyway, so we might as well do it for the thing that matters to us. So that's what I decided to, when I decided to become a singer, moved back to France, got signed there, released an album in 2011, went platinum in multiple countries in Europe and beyond. And this is my second album, and I'm back here for the second time in Toronto.
I love how you just sort of let everything flow as if like I was just a model, platinum albums or whatever. It's an incredible story. I gotta ask though, when you were doing the modeling, okay, were you at the time still? Were you writing music? Was this sort of sitting in the back of your head throughout everything you're doing, athlete, model, and other things?
No, when I started out, really, it really was. It kind of never was planned. I was discovered in the subway and became a model, and I was still in high school, and it was better than working in McDonald's back then. So I just took it as it was, just an opportunity to do something and maybe travel and maybe, see other things. And then little by little, I got to pile up experiences. And I don't come from music. I don't. So, meaning I had to self teach myself. And that's what I did. The minute I decided to become a singer, I did open mics and stuff like that. But I realized that I needed to write my own songs, so I just learned by myself how to do that.
What was it about music that gave you that, I guess, inner joy that maybe the other things did not? What did it bring out in you?
To be honest, I don't know. I had this little voice back in my head telling me, no, that cannot be in my life. That cannot be just that. I was 23, 25. And then I was like asking myself if I really have to be honest with myself. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a singer. And then it's just like micro meetings with people. So, you meet someone and he tells you something and it becomes a sign and another sign and another sign. And then suddenly you build up the courage, to be happy, basically.
You definitely did that too. Now, we were talking about Clap Your Hands, but there was another song before that you mentioned.
Don't be so shy.
That was the one that really triggered things for people. What was that song about for you? What did that represent?
It really triggered another kind of world for me because, like I said, the first album went really well, and all of a sudden, two Russian DJs, Filatov and Karas, decided to remix a song that I wrote for a French movie. Actually, it was not part of my album. Became this huge success, number one in about I don't know about 30 countries, and it's like 200 million hits on Spotify. It's just I don't know. The numbers are crazy in each countries, and that's why I got here in Canada because all of a sudden he charted really high. And it's a song really that I never planned. It was never planned to be mine. It belonged to a soundtrack. And sometimes life gives you gifts like that. But it was complicated because it's a dance beat, and that's not my genre of music. So for a whole lot of people that didn't know me, they thought that's what I was doing. And for the people that knew me, they thought after 5 years that I converted myself to dance music. So it was kind of a schizophrenic moment where I had to explain myself to everybody. But it was a blessing because it was a way to knock on a lot more doors. And so it's easier to have an explanation with someone to tell them, okay, this is who I am, than just trying to convince them to get you at the door. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's that's the story behind the song.
So now with Clap Your Hands, what is that about?
Well, clap your hands, clap your hands. It's called Silver Lining, Clap Your Hands. And basically, it says that no matter how long the tunnel, there's always the light at the end of it. And everything has a purpose. Everything is there for a reason. It could be very painful and very unfair, but there's always a way to rebound. There's always a way to redeem yourself. Yeah.
What is going to happen in the future now? I mean, you got music out there. You were here in Toronto. I assume that there are going to be some maybe more music, maybe an album, maybe some touring. What's going to happen next for you in 2017?
The last album, The Wrong Kind of War, just dropped in Canada last Friday. So it's going to be a lot of promo, I'm guessing. I'm touring. My tour starts next Wednesday worldwide, but in Europe first. Will come to this side of the world maybe at the end of this year. I'm coming back for the Jazz Festival in Montreal in June, for the first time. And so, yeah, I'm very busy, very, very.
I'm surprised. Will there be any acting going on in your future, do you think? I just seem like when it comes to the arts in you, you're such a natural.
I don't know, we'll see. I've had some people coming to me and wanting to have the conversation with me. Right now, I'm so busy and so overwhelmed with work and the all of that, and I have a young baby, he's 17 months, yeah, so I'm trying to juggle, try to be the best artist possible and the best mother possible. So if there's acting in my life, I don't know, but if there is, not right now, I don't think. I don't know, yeah.
I'm going to cross fingers on that. Website, Twitter, social media, all that fun stuff. Where do we go to follow you?
Well, you could go on Facebook, of course, and hit Imani, I-M-A-N-Y, sorry. There's the website, imanimusic.com. And then, Google is everybody's friend. You go and then you just put my name there and you can find anything you want as far as touring and releases and whatnot.
Looking forward to it. And looking forward to you coming back to Toronto. We can do this again. Thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you for having me.